The first thing that comes to mind when you think of chiropractor for a lot of people might be cracking the spine, but we're here in Visalia to expand your mind. I'm here with Dr. Kristen Ochs, and she's a chiropractor here at her new practice in Visalia. And there's a lot more that chiropractors can treat, things that people would never even dream of or imagine. So cracking the spine, is that all you do as a chiropractor?
It is definitely not all that I do. It is part of what I do. It's probably the bread and butter of what I do, but I also treat the muscles, so I do some cupping techniques, I do some instrument-assisted soft tissue scraping techniques to work on adhesions in like the fascia, and then I also do a lot with corrective exercise. And then I do some really bizarre techniques. I work on the jaw and I work on sinuses and things that a lot of people don't necessarily think of chiropractic for are some of my favorite things to do.
Because when you go to school to study chiropractic care, it means the whole body. Everything that's in the anatomy, so your muscles, but also maybe your skeletal system. But what a lot of people don't realize is that that's all working together on how your body functions overall.
Right.
So I've actually talked about this with another chiropractor about your sinuses and how chiropractors can help there. But you do a really interesting technique. What do you do?
So I do a technique that's called Nasal Specific Technique, and it's actually like a balloon insufflation technique where I insert a balloon into your sinuses on both sides in all three sinuses, and then we inflate that, and that helps to open up the sinus passages. It helps to stimulate mucus secretion, so people that are getting like chronic sinus infections because of just stagnant mucus that doesn't get to move.
Yeah.
This helps to kind of thin the mucus. It stimulates your body to secrete more mucus, so you get better drainage that way, and more like rotation of the mucus. It doesn't just sit there and get gross.
Stale.
Yeah, so it gets to move a little bit more freely. So it helps with breathing issues, so just feelings of like sinus, facial pressure, snoring, stuff like that. I've had people have really, really great success with reducing their allergy symptoms during the allergy season. And then, snoring is a big one that I treat with that.
I think that this is my 2 cents on chiropractic care. I think that a lot of people associate just cracking the spine with chiropractic care because they don't know what else it can treat. And so, or they might even go to a chiropractor and not even bring up symptoms because they don't know the breadth of the study.
Yeah.
So you have the little balloon
I
there.
do, yeah. So this is, we've set this up ahead of time. This is 2 finger cots layered together to create the tension that we need, and I use latex. If you have a latex allergy, you have to let me know ahead of time. There are nitrile ones, and then we basically just inflate this in the sinus. So I use a lubrication to insert it into the sinus cavity, and then you hold your breath and we pump it up and then we remove it, and it's all very quick. It takes longer to explain, and it takes longer to insert the balloon than the actual procedure takes itself.
I sort of think of it like, if you had a house for 100 years, you would have to do some sort of structural maintenance to make sure that the house is functioning correctly. And, pain and stuff is sort of just a symptom of being upright. And so we need to make adjustments for if we're really active or if we're inactive, we want to make sure that we're making adjustments so that we function as well as we can.
Right. I always say, do you have a spine? Then you need a chiropractor. Because it doesn't really matter if you're super active or if you're super sedentary. Like, both of those people need treatment because your body is adapting to both of those lifestyles, and sometimes the super active, like repetitive motions, can be problematic, as well as just sitting all the time in front of a computer can be really problematic also.
Okay, so we mentioned the sinus.
Yes.
Any other things that you treat that people would go, oh my gosh, I didn't know you did that?
So I do a lot with jaw pain also. So I do trigger point work for the jaw to release pain and tension here, which can cause a lot of headaches. And so I do a kind of a combo jaw treatment and headache treatment at the same time. So, and then I do the headache treatment also with the sinus stuff, because the sinus insufflation helps for headaches as well. So I do like Tapotement on the face. My husband says it's the best thing that I do, but I do a headache treatment based on like upper neck and then face pain and pressure, which includes the jaw.
Yeah, that could be life-changing for people who, are constantly taking Excedrin or they just cannot find a solution.
Right, because I guarantee your headache is not an Excedrin deficiency.
Sure.
Like, there is something else going on.
Yeah.
It's not the fact that you did not have enough Excedrin today. So getting to the root cause of the headache
Yes.
and finding that problem. So yeah, I do a lot with headaches, jaw pain. I have somebody that's loving me right now for their ankle that's been bothering them for years and years. Like, we work on that,
Yeah.
and she's loving it. So it's just, if it has a joint, a chiropractor can help it, but then also if it has a muscle, a chiropractor can help it. And there's so many things that chiropractic can do that people don't think of. Yeah.
Okay, that's some good advice. If it has a joint, she can help. If it has a muscle, she can help. So how can people make an appointment with Dr. Ochs here in Visalia?
So the easiest way to make an appointment with me is on my website, which is www.ochschiropractic.com, OCHS chiropractic.com, or you can call the office. I just don't have staff, so it's harder to get through on the phone, but
Yes.
it's not impossible. You can leave me a message and I'll call you back.
Yes, she is a one-woman show here,
I
changing people's lives with chiropractic care. We will have all the information if you want to get in touch with Dr. Ochs. We'll have all of her information online. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Everybody else, stay right there. We'll be right back.